Yo, what's up, guys? Big time back here playing the crew. Picked this up a couple days ago now. Um, PlayStation had a 30% off sale, so took advantage and got on board. I haven't really put a ton of time into it, but what I have played, I really liked. It's definitely my kind of racing game. It's not too crazy with the simulation. I mean, I was a fan of Gran Turismo back in the day, but compared to Drive Club, which is the other big PS4 racing exclusive, sorry, the Crew's not an exclusive game, but the other racing game on PS4, definitely leaning towards the Crew. Alright, cool. Seems to be working now. Not really sure what happened before, guys. Looked like we're just getting a block sign. Alright, what's this? Faction war results has ended. Okay, I don't really know what that means. There's like a ton going on in this game. And yeah, I still haven't quite worked it all out, but what I have seen, I love. I love the customization options. Being a car guy myself. What's this? Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's just jump in and do some free running maybe. So at the moment, I'm still in Detroit, which seems to be where everyone starts out in this game. I've made contact with the V2, who is the street racer that runs most of the state. His name's Troy. He had me doing a few jobs for him, and now he's got me going down to St. Louis, which looks like it might be here in the Midwest. Alright, let's give it a go. This is going to be a bit of a drive, but part of the charm of this game is just the huge scope of it. I've heard a few people refer to it as a caricature of the continental US. Alright, cool, so this is my car.
How'd it go?
Good. Troy's
It's one of the
moving on
4
St.
cars
Louis,
you get to
and
start
I'm
with,
his weapon of
370Z.
choice.
Obviously,
Looks like
I'm
you've
a
got a road trip ahead of you.
Japanese
Set a
fan,
waypoint
so
for
I had to
St.
go with
Louis.
this
I'll
one.
keep tracking you from here.
I've got like a level 1 body
And be
kit on
careful
here.
around Troy. He's got a
Some
bad rap.
nice
Great. I'll be in touch.
racing wheels, tan interior, carbon fiber bonnet. You know how it is, guys. Standard stuff. Alright, so I set a waypoint to St. Louis. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but we'll see how we go. It's definitely more of a connected feel than I found with Drive Club. Even though I never had a problem finding people to race with in Drive Club, it felt very disconnected, where the Crew's been advertised as a MMO style car PG, and it definitely feels that way. Oops. There's always people driving around. You can see other people on the map. I don't really understand how the PvP aspect of the game works yet. I've been told it's a great way to make cash. It's apparently at the start of the game, the currency's a little bit stingy. Whoops, that guy shat his pants. As he would. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the way, as I say, the cars handle. it felt a little bit twitchy at first, but once you get the hang of it, okay, what's happened? Oh, looks like we missed a jump. Okay, let's go give that a shot. That looks like a hell of a lot of fun. That's the first time one of those have come up, so you'll have to excuse me for missing it. Okay, I don't think I had nearly enough speed. How'd we do? Alright, let's hit, retry. Wow. That was terrible. So there is damage in this game. Your vehicles get pretty jacked up when you have head-on collisions and hit the environment. But when I was playing with Pabby Fresh last night, he did point out a very funny thing, that the cars seem to have a self-healing property. So if your car does get properly jacked up in an accident, if you just go for a drive or sit around long enough, you'll notice the car slowly healing itself. Pablo said it kind of looks like Wolverine, which I thought was pretty funny. But it's a nice touch. I mean, with a game of this scope, you definitely... Oh, hang on. There's something on the radar. It's that yellow flashing thing. It's just turning red. I'm not entirely sure where that's taking me. Alright. Let's go explore. Alright. Seems to be in this direction. Okay, that's definitely getting stronger. Okay, we're getting very close. So, with a game that is as big as The Crew is, I can only imagine, especially being a Ubisoft game as well, the amount of stuff they've hidden in this world. And I know one of the things you can find in this game is... Oh, there's a mountain cat. You can find wrecked cars. Is that it? Yep, that looks like it. Cool, hidden car. 1 of 20. You need to find all the parts in the Midwest to obtain this hidden car. Cool. Alright, let's get back to our waypoint. So my car, it's not exactly set up for off-roading as I'm doing at the moment. Being the early stages of the game, this 370 is set up for street spec. Oh, crap. I'm really hoping there's some road in a minute. I see buildings, let's head that way. So, when I was tossing up between Drive Club and The Crew, one of the negatives people kept mentioning...
Be on the lookout for a reckless driver. More intel as it comes in.
Looks like I've alerted the cops. One of the things people were complaining about was the lack of visual fidelity in The Crew, which was obviously due to the scope of the game. Let's see how far I've track we got? Alright, look, we're not off track too bad. Let's just reset this waypoint. And look, I've never really been a graphics guy. I mean, I'm a Nintendo gamer by heart, and at least for the last few consoles, Nintendo hasn't really made a point of going all out with their graphic fidelity. I've always been a firm believer in gameplay is king. And without a doubt, Drive Club is definitely a much prettier game. The environment, the car models, everything was just beautifully modelled and textured and hyper realistic. And I have noticed a few scenes in the crew which look like it could have easily run on PS3 and probably Xbox 360, but it hasn't taken away from the fact that this game is just a lot more fun to play. If you're into your cars like me and modifying, you just can't beat it. I mean, Drive Club doesn't even have any sort of modification. Drive fast and stay on the road. So when you're in free running mode, you get these little, they're like side quests that pop up, and they're just little challenges. I'm not entirely sure what this one is. And they're cool because they just sort of self-initiate. So you don't have to do anything. They just pop up. And if you do well, then you get some parts. So that one's bronze. So I've got myself level 4 gearbox, which will get my vehicle up to level 52. Equip on the fly. Effects are instant. Off we go. I love the fact that I don't have to rush back to the tuner or the dealership or go to a separate menu every time I unlock a new part. It's just X to equip and off you go. Car's upgraded. The only time you really need to go back to your tune is if you need to change spec or change vehicles or muck around with your visual. Smash the targets. Whoops. Alright, my 370 is getting hella dirty again. There was a horse on the road. Looks like we lucked out. Didn't get anything from that one. Gotta say, the drifting in this game feels awesome. That's another huge plus compared to Drive Club. There was a ton of drift sections in a few of the races I did. I didn't play Drive Club for long. Probably a weekend or two, and there was a few sections where you need to initiate drift to get high scores, and the driving physics is just, the cars are too sticky. It's very hard to initiate a drift, and the crew's awesome. It's basically uses both your trigger buttons. R2 is accelerate, L2 excuse me is brake, square's handbrake, which is a bit weird because I'm used to circle being handbrake. But you don't really use it. You stick to your triggers and your left stick, it's a steer. Sort of feels a lot like Need for Speed Underground and Carbon in a sense. I didn't play too many of the later Need for Speed games. Alright, looks like we're in the next town. Alright. Cool. Alright, so this is a slalom section. Oh, okay. That's a knock at the door. We're going to leave it there for a minute, guys. I'll be streaming a lot more during the week. As always, big time out.